transformation. We got to first transform ourselves. And I got to say that I believe, and it's me, I think that sometimes it's okay to let go of a hand that you're holding. If you're trying to pull friends up, and the Bible says to be evenly yoked in a relationship, and that has to do with friendship too. If your friend is falling in quicksand, yes, we want to help them up and we want to try and pull them out. But if they start to pull you in, that's quicksand, you got to let go.
Let go. Because
the only person that can get you right with God is you. I can't rely on Lisa to get me and have a relationship. I can't live off of my mom and my grandparents' relationship with God. I have to build a relationship with God myself. And everybody's relationship is different. But we can learn from each other. And then Galatians 6:7, and this is a big one. And I'm going to go into Galatians. Do you want anything to add before we go into Galatians?
Go ahead.
I want to show you guys in my Bible. Look at my Bible. I have Zoe on here. Zoe right here. Zoe was in 2015. This is one of my Bible markers right here. My baby girl Zoe. She's crazy.
She's 4 years old.
She was right there. She's 4. Now she's 8 and she's all big.
My baby.
Galatians 6, 7 and 10 says this. This is deep stuff. We're getting into some deep stuff, guys. Galatians 6, 7. Do not be deceived. Straight off, right off the bat, it says, do not be deceived. That's telling us that there will be some deceivers that are going to come in and are going to start talking to us and whisper things in our ear. So the Bible says, do not be deceived in verse 7. God is not mocked, for whatever a man sows, that he also reaps. Verse 8 says, for he who sows to his flesh will of the flesh reap corruption. But he who sows of the Spirit will reap the Spirit everlasting life. And let us not grow weary while doing good, for in due season we shall reap if we do not lose heart. I do not believe in karma. But I do believe when you are good to people, people will be good to you. When you plant good seeds in people, people will want to do good for you. When you plant bad seeds, because there's two seeds that you're going to plant, either good or bad, there's no in between. You're going to either have that first contact with that person, and it's either going to be bad or it's going to be good. You're either going to plant good in that person or you're going to plant bad in that person. Anything?
Nope.
And I'm going to go back to it. I do not believe in karma, but I do believe that when you plant a good seed, good things will happen to you because people want to be around you. People want to live. They'll get good stuff on you. The golden rule: do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
Man, just in life, treat others the way you want to be treated.
It's life. You want people to listen to you and love on you, then that's it. They're gonna love on you when you love on them. Right? Mm-hmm. And again, we want to make sure that we focus on these things because these are all the word. These are things from the Word of God. This is the Word. I'm not teaching, or we're not speaking out of any other. We're teaching out of a New King James Version. And again, I'm not a Bible scholar. I'm not any of these things. I'm just giving you what the Holy Spirit gave to us.
Just sharing our thoughts, sharing what God has put in our heart for the week. That's it.
That's it. And all this, and all these things that we've talked about today, and all these things that we've talked about, I got to go back to who you surround yourself with. Who do you surround yourself with? Right now is a time where in our lives right now that you go back and you start to think, who do I surround myself with? Who am I talking to right now? For those single people out there, man, what guys am I attracting? What girls am I attracting?
Who am I letting in my life?
Because you know what?
Are they the perfect fit?
It's your life that you're living.
Mm-hmm.
It's your life that God's given you. You get one. You get one. That's it. Are they taking or adding to my life? That's huge right there.
That's. Mm-hmm.
Are they adding or are they taking from my life? Am I producing fruits? Am I producing fruits for me, for God, or am I producing fruits for me?
Who are we adding value to?
Because the Bible talks about in these scriptures, it talks about this is big. It talks about sometimes we grow fruit just so we can sell it to make profit for ourselves. Right? When we got to realize that we're blessed to bless others without thinking of things that will be coming in return.
Exactly.
We don't think of things that come in return.
Nope.
We just want to bless people. Bless, bless, bless.
And we will get people saying, what can I give you? What do you need? I don't want anything in return. We always say we don't want anything in return.
Now,
we just want to
don't steal a blessing,
bless you, but we don't want to steal a blessing. Say,
if someone offers you, yes, there you go.
Then you do it. Whatever's in your heart, I'm just doing this because I love you. I'm just doing this because you are in my heart today. We sat down Friday and we said, okay, girls, we're going to have a paint night.
They painted.
We don't know what we were painting, but we were just painting. But as I began to look at that blank canvas, everybody knows, well, we love stargazers, but I love sunflowers. I began to paint a sunflower, and my daughter goes, oh, there she goes. She's going to paint a sunflower again because I love sunflowers. So I began to paint this sunflower, and as I'm painting it, God put somebody in my heart for that. And my husband, when we're done, he says, wow, that came out pretty good. You should do this and give it to so-and-so and so. And I was like, no, God, as I was painting it, God already put somebody in my heart, and I'm going to be sending that out today. And it's not to say, oh, I did this for somebody. It's just somebody that was in my heart, and that's what I'm going to go with.
God will do that. God will do that. And when God puts things in your heart to do things, do them. God might put something in your heart to say, you know what? I don't have any money, but you know what? I'm going to go cut so-and-so's grass. I'm going to go cut their grass, or I'm going to go do this for so-and-so, or I'm going to get them, something. Do it and see what God does for you. You can never outgive God. Mm-mm. That's one thing.
We've learned that. We have learned that because, we've struggled for, we were talking about this yesterday, we've struggled for I don't know how long just to make ends meet, just to do things and just to live check by check and day by day, And I was telling him, I was like, how good is God that this past time that we have been off, we have been able to do things that we would have never imagined we would be able to do. We have been able to get the things that we needed or go out and do, just help somebody else with not even having to worry about it. And that's how good God is. When you're faithful in the little things, He's going to bless you in the areas that you need it. And He's going to bless those that are around you, but.
And that's why, and again, our apparel, our shirts, our all the things that we have, those aren't for us to get rich. We use a lot of those things. The money that comes in off the shirts, off of our merchandise, our shirts, our hats, and all that, we turn around and buy care packages for people. We turn around and bless people. Those are blessings. When you purchase a shirt, you're sowing in, you're planting a seed into somebody. That's just food for thought. When you purchase a shirt or a hat or things, you're sowing a seed into somebody. Mm-hmm. That's. I don't know how to plan. I don't know how to sow seeds. You just did it by purchasing a shirt or a hat or a merchandise or logging in for a comment, for a sunflower, for these things. These are seeds, and God sees these seeds, and He's going to make them flourish. And I want to touch this on the last thing. I close usually Pentecost. If you know in Pentecost, they close about 5 times. I think that was my third one. I think that was my third close. Someone counting? Anybody counting? No? All right. And all this does require work. And all the things we talked about, it requires work. Trust the process. Dieting. People who diet, trust the process. People who lift weights and do all these things. I remember Lisa, when she first started, she wanted to weigh herself every day. Every day she wanted to weigh herself.
I was stressing myself out. I think I was gaining. Because I was so stressed. We did a challenge at work, and I remember after the first week, I quit because I actually gained because I was so stressed because I was watching everything that I was eating, that I was retaining things, you know, all the bad stuff. I was retaining because I was starving myself. And I remember I quit. And, you know, I always go back to this in anything that we do. And anything that we, well, Juanita says, I remember, yes, remember I was stressed. I was like, I quit, you know, and I did. But then after I did quit, I remember that's when it started working and, you know, I started losing the pounds. But I always say this, we always want to be the example of what we're doing, because nobody wants to see someone else's progress when they're looking at you. They want to see your progress.
Yeah.
They want to see your growth. They want to see what you're doing. I always say somebody is always watching. You don't know, and they may not be your friend on Facebook or on whatever social media, but people are watching you. They can see what you're doing. And the things that you put out there, people do take notice. And I would say, you always want to make sure that you are adding value to whatever you're putting out there. You always want to be the example, because I don't want to go on there and see XYZ's progress. I'm going on there because I want to see what you're putting out there. I want to see what kind of seeds you're throwing out there, because it's so important that we're the example, and that's in anything that you do.
Dole said, positive. Stay positive. Bring out positivity. There's enough negativity in this world. Looking at the news, bring out some positive. Pour some positive out there. See what that does for your life. And I want to make sure that I hit this. Notice these things that as churches start to grow, and I noticed this as we were listening. We listened to a lot of different speakers, and notice what's happening right now. This is it academic? What is it? This.
Pandemic?
What pandemic? What is it? I don't know what it is. This thing that we're going through right now. Pandemic. This thing that they're going through right now. Check it. These things are starting to become the norm. People started to be fearful of it and started going and getting all this water and all this toilet paper. Now it's the new norm. People are going out and it's not a big thing. Now shelves are full again. What are we going to do? Are we going to keep the changes and keep the transformations? Was this just a little bit of a touch from God, a little tug of the heart that we're not going to change, or we're going to go back to our old ways after everything's done? Or are we going to stay? I think Pastor Hamilton preached on today is that take this. We're leveling up. Take this level and go up. Keep moving up. Keep pushing forward. Keep going. Don't go back to the old ways. Don't go back. Everybody's getting the Trump check. Everybody's calling it the Trump check. Trump check. Everybody's going to get a Trump check, baby. Trump check. What are you going to do with it?
What are you going to sow into?
What are you going to sow into? Are you going to blow it on some new pair of Jordans? Some new clothes?
Big screen TVs.
Big screen TVs. Right? What are you going to do with that? Are you going to sow it into something that's positive? Something that's good? Are you going to save it for another? No one was ready for this.
No. And I was telling him yesterday, because I know Monday, you know, where we live, is that anywhere that we go out from now on, that we're going to be required to wear a mask tomorrow, or we're going to get fined. And my daughter and I went to the store, and I said, if you're going to come with me to the store, you're going to have to wear a mask that Grandma made you. And she's like, I'm not wearing that. I'm not wearing that. You know, and I said, you know what? We do have to follow the laws of the land, and you do have to wear that for your safety. And I was telling my husband that I never thought I'd see the day where I couldn't just go to the store, but I had to go to the store protected, and I had to go and out and wear a mask to the store, you know. And but these are just some of the things that we're going to do. And he's talking about, what are you going to do when everything clears up? Are you going to continue with the changes that you made, not only within yourself, or not only within your family and your daily routine, or are you just going to slowly go back to the normal, go back to the way things were before? And this is the time where God is saying, heed my warning and wake up and let's do things and change things. He's turning things back around. And what I believe what he's doing is turning back family values, turning our hearts back to what he intended, for what he intended. And it's going to be up to us if we're going to continue with the good changes that we've made, or go back to our old ways.
Yes. And that's it right there. And that's the thing is, and
RJ said, are you going to bury it or are you going to invest it?
And those are things, are you going to plant it or are you just going to hoard it? It's a choice. Are you going to hoard that or are you going to bless somebody with it? Because I promise you this. One thing is for sure. If you invest your blessings, God will bless you back. God will bless you when you invest. Cheerfully, yes.
Not with the mind and an intent mind saying,
that's true.
man, if I go do this,
I'm going to get something back, baby.
Yes, yeah. I'm going to get it. God's going to bless me and the windows of heaven are going to open up and pour down and I'm going to have this and this and this and this.
I'm going to go bless someone with the big screen TV, then I'm going to go bless someone with a 52 and I'm going to get an 80. Woo! Thank you.